Yo, no Ball Games podcast. We're back. It's very, very special episode today. It's been a crazy 48 hours in the world of football, and we've got so much stuff to go on. So let's get straight to it. We're not going to delay with the small talk. Big up the man them involved. We've got a special guest today. Start with you. Big up Michael Keggs. What do we know today? What is it? Michael Keggs, you choose.
I'll go with the government. We could go.
All right, I see you. Yeah, we got Michael here, come to Jersey, give his little thoughts, what's going on around the football world, and obviously the main topic we all know, obviously the ESL, the European Super League, which is taking place, which is a crazy thing, which is happening in the world of football, and we've got so much stuff to talk about. So big up, and then I said, Charles, big up yourself, one.
What's going on, people? Happy to be back again.
Ash, what you saying, bro?
Yes, bro. Let's go. Let's get it.
Cool. Real football as per usual, what you saying?
Yo, my brother, what you saying?
Man, looks monotone, fam. Take your eyes off the screen, man. That's better. All right, cool. Let's get straight to it. So on Sunday, I think it was before the night match, or was it in between the match? I can't remember.
Just after the match, I think.
Was it just after? Okay, yeah. No.
Or in between the match, during the match, yeah.
Still. So breaking news happened where rumors took place where allegedly 12 teams from Europe, I'll name them, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid, AC Milan, Inter Milan.
No, not Inter. It was
it was Inter.
Inter was there.
Atletico.
Yeah. Inter was elsewhere, and Atletico, yeah.
Atletico Madrid, that's the 12th, yeah. So the quote-unquote dirty dozen.
By the way.
That means Spurs as well. Everyone misses Spurs, I guess. Yeah, sorry, Spurs, Tottenham, sorry.
I'm an idiot. He said Spurs. I would not have missed that.
They did. I
Cool.
You are taking the piss right in front of me.
I was just trying to rub it in, fam.
Don't do that.
Cool. So these 12 teams somehow secretively came up with an idea to create a European Super League. So this European Super League did potentially 20 teams, but there was going to be 12 founding teams. And the 12 teams that I mentioned are going to be the founding teams.
I think it was supposed to be 15 founding teams, I think.
Yes, correct. So there was additional 3, which were quote unquote yet to be announced. Rumors were they were meant to be PSG,
Bayern, and Dortmund.
I don't know.
Dortmund, yeah.
Was it Dortmund?
Yeah.
So those are the initial 15 teams. But the catch of the European Super League is that these foundation teams could never get relegated. Straight to it in the sense that it was a competition to replace the Champions League. So the Champions League had been going on for donkey years. I don't know how many years it's been going on for, but whatever years. And then they were basically trying to imply that the Champions League was no longer fit to support these big clubs. They generate most of the money for the Champions League and they don't think they're getting a fair deal. So they created their own league and they wanted to leave UEFA. And hence the reason why they created a league. So there's been a crazy uproar across the UK. I can't speak for the rest of the world. Rest of Europe, sorry. I'm assuming these clubs are also in a similar situation, but it's mad. Yeah. So there's just so much stuff to digest in this conversation. Obviously, we're starting off initially on what's everyone's thoughts when they first found out what happened.
Absolute disgrace, fam. I thought it was an absolute disgrace. Then
I was disgusted that my club was involved.
I was surprised that United was involved.
Okay. Why was you disgraced? What was your disgrace? Break it down.
Basically, it's you see, football's cyclical, isn't it? Sometimes you have good times, sometimes you have bad times. It's basically the big clubs trying to say, we don't want to have our bad times, basically. We don't want the repercussions of our actions. So we're going to stop the repercussions coming and close the door so that no teams can catch up with us. And that's basically why I was just so angered by it.
And the hypocrisy of Man City, who were nothing about 10, 15 years ago, and all of a sudden got a new owner, pumped a bit of money into it. Now they're so-called big club. They're trying to stop the same from happening with other small teams, which is just crazy to me.
But my team has only been in the Champions League 5 times.
The funny thing is, though, there was ringleaders to this. So that was
United, Liverpool, Arsenal. Basically, it was the American crew. So
it was the American crew plus the Spanish lot and
Real
Juve.
Madrid, yeah. Florentino Perez, yeah.
Those were the ringleaders. The American guys, the Spanish lot, and Juve.
Yeah. So to add to that as well, so obviously I'm going to focus predominantly on the UK 6 clubs. So they're all owned by what we call foreign owners who are from different parts of the world. So 4 of the clubs are actually owned by Americans, which are Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal. And I wasn't sure. I didn't know Tottenham was owned by American. Can you confirm that, Ashley?
I don't think he is. Joe Lewis is. I'm sure he's British.
Yeah, I think
I
he's
think
British.
he's British.
He's British.
But
Might be an
I've seen
expert.
the 4 American clubs. I don't know what connection has to America, but I don't know. I know I've definitely seen that. But so these clubs are obviously they're American owned. Yeah. So allegedly, Man City and Chelsea wasn't really up for it initially. They were like, but they thought, you know what, it's better to be in it than be left out. So they decided, you know, they're gonna join it. So
That's rubbish.
you think?
Yeah, there's no way you can force a billionaire to do something they don't want to do.
Of course you can.
No, I definitely think that they wasn't the ringleaders behind it, but they jumped
Exactly.
because they knew it.
Exactly. They saw what it could bring in terms of the finances. They put in a bit too much money of their own money, and they thought they could recuperate a lot of it back by joining this league. And they certainly didn't envisage this outrage or to this extent. So they thought, why not? It wasn't a case where they was totally against it and they just got in it because everyone else was getting in it. That's just not how billionaires work.
I think from early, them and Chelsea, they was noted at being not really in favor of it, to be fair, because they don't need to. They actually don't need it. They can do what they like anyway.
No, they do need it because if they want to put their own personal money to the club, of course they need it.
They don't. But you're forgetting
need it.
they don't mind putting in money. That's not the thing.
Fair point.
So remember, with Real Madrid and Barcelona and all them teams dropping off, there's basically space for new clubs to come in. Like everybody thought Roman Abramovich was going to kind of leave Chelsea, and then he's just slapped. Look, another 200 million transfer fees in a time when he's supposed to be walking away from the club. Man City and Chelsea don't mind this.
Yeah, what I would say is you're right. Man City and Chelsea don't mind. The main, or should I say the main people, culprits who I think were really involved due to the pandemic and them not having no money. Real Madrid, they are absolutely broke.
Barcelona,
absolutely broke.
100%.
Man United are absolutely broke because we're in debt, so we need this.
Juve.
We're not. Do you know what's crazy? Say, to stop you there, yeah. We'll go into more detail regarding the finances literally after this year. But in regards to Man United, we're not broke. We can afford the debt. There's a big difference.
We're not. Yeah,
we can afford the debt. The difference is these clubs, they can't afford the money no more.
Yeah,
They're literally
English clubs are cool. Like they might have to downsize, but they can ride out this waves. Like the rest of the clubs, they actually can't afford to ride out nothing.
The problem with United is that because the fact that they're listed on the stock exchange as well, they need sort of to find a different revenue source to make the club grow even further. And obviously the owners are money hungry people and they don't like to put their own money into things. So the only way to grow and to recover from the money that they've lost was to engage in this league. And they've obviously sent out the dog in Ed Woodward to do the business, but yeah.
So a little backstory. So regarding this, the obviously European League, yeah. So I'm speaking from my United perspective anyway, but it plays a big part in the general theme of things. Is Ed Woodward joined JP Morgan. So JP Morgan are the financial company who are going to be backing or financing the whole Super League. In 1999. In 2005, as he was a banker at obviously JP Morgan, I don't know what connection he had to the Glazer family who bought Man United. He helped Man United via JP Morgan purchase Man United. 15 plus years later, 20 plus years, whatever, how long it is, JP Morgan are now financing the Super League. So the question I have to ask is, was this their plan all along? Did they know this was going to happen?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Wenger was talking about this in
He's an American
2009.
bank, you know.
What's it again, sorry, Michael?
I said, you know, JP Morgan, they're an American bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've
So
been planning this for years.
they've been planning for more than 10 years. It's
Yeah.
definitely
More
been
than two decades. They was
Yeah.
talking about this in like 1999, I think. Maybe even
Yeah.
99. I know when Wenger first came in, there was talk about it.
Yeah, because there was an interview when they're saying, yeah, there's this possibility, and obviously there's higher up people in UEFA were discussing trying to create this league. This was more than a decade ago. So obviously it's come to the situation where the pandemic has kind of forced their hand, or particularly certain clubs such as Real Madrid and Barcelona, where they thought this is now or never, and yeah.
but my thing is the fact that they kept it a secret from everyone just showed that it wasn't a finished article.
Oh no, of course not.
You know,
It must no, do you know it must have been a finished article. They're not.
No, look, like Charles said, it forced their hand. The pandemic, no one's expecting this to happen. So they thought, how can we claw back this money as soon as possible?
Exactly.
We need to do this now.
And that's why they started doing secret meetings and secret conversations just to make sure the shareholders were available to still go for it as well.
They announced it. They announced it to start this summer. That's how you know it's rushed.
Yeah.
So let's backtrack a little bit. Yeah, let's backtrack a little bit. So the announcement was made exactly what you mentioned regarding going to start this summer. Yeah, and then straight away, the footballing world just went mad. Yeah, straight off the back of it, live on TV, Gary Neville, he had a fit basically. Yeah, he basically was just saying this is.
He needs to. Yeah, he's my guy.
This was not on. This is not on. How can the clubs choose to partake in a competition that there is no competition? But there's a lot of people who argued that it's actually a good thing. And one of the people who did argue that potentially from the information provided, but it was very brief initially, was yourself, Charles. You said the idea of it is actually good. So give us your thoughts.
So what I'm saying is the idea of a league that showcases the best talents of football is not a bad thing. And the fact that it's played throughout the season, just to keep the younger generations, because obviously they are the new age fans, and to keep them interested. And the fact that Firm too, he might be right in saying that younger fans, they don't like watching.
Say Charles, could you just clarify that? So obviously, there was an interview yesterday where
so
what's his name?
Florentino Perez
said.
So could you elaborate further on that? What he said?
So basically, he was saying younger fans are not that interested in football, or 40% of fans or youth between 17 and 24 that have lost interest in football. They're not interested in football, and football fans around that age don't like watching football for 90-minute games, or if they do watch football, it's only the big occasions, so your Champions League finals or where there's big games in the Champions League. So to me, if that's correct, there is something in that, because at the end of the day, football is a sport that you want to continuously evolve and to keep the sort of popularity or the engagement in it as high as possible, to get as much out of it as possible. So if you have to cater to those kind of fans, there might be something in it to say, right, what can we do to the game to make it more interesting to younger fans? Because obviously the older fans will die off and whatnot. Then you want to keep the sport alive. So the idea of showcasing the best talents throughout the season is not a bad thing. But the thing that I'm totally against is not where it's done as a closed league or there's no merit involved. That to me is what's wrong.
I just want to know how a 70-year-old man who's the president of Real Madrid would know what a kid would look forward to.
There must be stats. There must be
Exactly.
stats.
I haven't seen any stats.
Well, they've obviously done their homework in terms. Exactly, they've had to have done that. Come on.
But what I don't understand is we have that Premier competition right now in the Champions League. So the idea,
that's only for a certain amount of time. It's not throughout the season.
So their
Yeah,
argument
throughout the
was basically
season.
saying their
No,
argument basically
you
saying
know,
it's not enough big matches from the
Exactly.
get go.
Yeah.
They're saying
Because
it
you
gets
only really get the
interesting
big
from the
matches from
quarterfinals.
quarterfinals onwards.
exactly.
Which,
And
to be
that's where-
fair, I
Which is
get
kind
the
of
point.
true. If you're not a diehard football fan or your team is not your team playing, you're not really gonna care.
But that's why football's for the fans then.
Fans.
That's why football is for the fans.
But
Now we're
also for the
going away.
competition. But it's
Exactly.
also for
We're
the
now
competition.
taking football away from the fans and making
For the
it
neutrals.
now neutrals or now.
Yeah, and tourists.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to. I'm a footballing man. I don't want to say I'm a diehard footballing man because I haven't got my season ticket. But I watch football religiously. I play football. Anything to do with football, I'm involved. If there's a chance to watch a Super League with Real Madrid and Barcelona slug at it every 2 weeks, no, I'm not for that. I'm sorry. I'd rather look forward to them playing in a competition, either 2 legs or a one-off game, and I can see the best players showcase their talent on that. And I like the other day, Neymar, when he played against Bayern. That's the best I've seen Neymar play in a very long time. And they played other teams. Neymar's played Man United how many times and he hasn't performed like that? So what? Because he's performed against Bayern, I should now keep looking forward to that. No, I'm
But
fine.
also, I feel like okay, cool. If the Super League was to go ahead and you've got Neymar playing against Bayern every week, eventually that nostalgia is going to wear away.
Yeah.
He's not going to get up.
But the argument is so it's correct though. The argument is it's not meant to be quote unquote every week. It's meant to be like a league format where it will be like certain teams might not play each other every game, every like I don't know the true format of it.
It's a big game every week.
Fixture, it won't be the same teams playing every week.
No, of course not.
Looking forward to say
there's always going to be a Chelsea versus Barcelona, a Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich. I get that, but then how long does that nostalgia wear away? We've done one round. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Exactly.
Another thing is we're not even including in this discussion is that these teams are crumbling as well. So this is like the worst Barca team I've seen in like a decade and a half. Is this Barca team actually better than some of these other clubs that are coming up? If you took Messi out of this team, is this Barca team better than Leicester? Are they better than Everton? Are they better than all these other clubs?
Relax off these names, man. Come on.
If you take Messi out of this Barca team, they are nothing. They're not a very good club. So we're saying that we're watching the best of the best, but if one player gets injured, we're not watching the best of the best no more. We're watching
we can say that about Tottenham. We can say that about Arsenal. What right do we have to be in there when we don't even display in our own league the capabilities of being elite? If we was elite, we will consistently. There's no argument about who is going to finish in the top 4. Look at this season. We've got West Ham and Leicester. Leicester, for the last couple of seasons, have always been there or thereabouts. Yes, they've fallen off towards the end of each season, but they've always been there or thereabouts. So we can't.
I think one of the biggest arguments regarding this whole Super League is it takes away the opportunity for a lesser club or a club who doesn't have the quote-unquote history or the global appeal to become what they are at the moment. So Leicester won the Premiership. Like, in your wildest dreams, do you think that's possible? So how can that great example not be presented in an opportunity by a club competition to win the same trophy? So let's say, for example...
All right, Ade, they're going to give the argument to say, we're not eradicating the Premier League. We're not eradicating Serie A.
Nobody are. This is my personal opinion.
So for those teams that are effectively excluded from the Super League, there's still an opportunity for you guys to go out and win it. However, for the teams that are in the Super League, the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, they're diluted. We don't care about that no more. We want the big teams.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
So the problem is, though, is like when for example, when a Leicester wins the Premier League, they can't get into that elite competition anymore.
Exactly.
They have to go to a second-rate competition. But that's not the best against the best anymore. Yeah. As soon as you've done that, the competition's already degraded in the eyes of the fan.
This is my issue with the whole ESL. The fact that, as you say, no matter how well you do in your league, you can't get into this competition. I think that's the fundamental the thing that's wrong with it. But there are some aspects of it that you can take forward and look at in a different detail.
Yeah. So on that note, so I think there's the truth be told is these clubs feel they have a bigger appeal to any other club in Europe or quote unquote the world. They deserve more money. They're the big boys in the team. Do you understand? So like they're the 11s, already year 7. Everyone's year 7s basically. It's a bully boy thing, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what entitlement is that? That's not sport. Sport is not about entitlement. It's about hard work and earn.
Sports.
So my point is, what they're saying is the way the Champions League is formatted now, without them, you're nothing. So UEFA have obviously they've now put out a new quote unquote template of a Champions League, which to be fair, it is a bit similar to the Super League.
Very similar, yeah.
So it's like, to be a non-biased perspective of it, yeah. The only reason why I'm in agreement with this the Champions League format is because it is fairer. But I get the pains of the big clubs. I get it.
Can I say something?
These men are corrupt. Just keep it true. UEFA, FIFA, they're all corrupt.
100%.
Can I say something? You have to realize, yes, the format's the same, but the individuals are the same that were based in UEFA. So they've already seen this format already, and they've just taken it onto the Super League.
That's true.
Ed Woodward was part of the UEFA committee. So the format itself would have been presented to him, where he's like, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, so stop you there. So a little backstory, guys. So quite a few members of the Dirty Dozen, or whatever they're called, are actually a part of the UEFA board. So when UEFA was creating a new format of Champions League, they were actually hand in hand speaking to, for example, Ed Woodward or Juventus owner, and they actually, whilst they were doing that, they're already planning their own Super League. So they're literally
So this is what I'm trying to say.
Not necessarily, but maybe they've seen the idea and they said, how can we make that idea benefit us on a year-to-year basis? Because at the moment, there's no guarantee for us to benefit year-to-year. Because if we're not in the Champions League, we don't make the kind of money. Whereas if we can guarantee this money because we can never be relegated, well, we're the founding fathers.
But my thing now is to Ade, why would you then agree, or why would you then like the setup of the Super League when it's exactly the same as the new Champions League format?
No, wait, hold on. Let's interject here. Don't quote me, but I believe Real One and Charles, I know you guys are the knowledgeable ones here, but I believe even
taking the piss. Bruv, what are you doing, bruv, about the knowledgeable ones? I'm
don't even buy it, Ash. Don't even buy it.
When it comes to actual like, okay, you're right. When it comes to actual like,
just say what you're saying before you lose your point, man.
Anyway, so there is a clause in the Champions League format where even if you don't qualify for the top 4, just for
clubs
history, you can still join the Champions League, and I think that's messed up. We're arguing against it, but they already agreed to it. That's mad.
It's an appeasement. This is the problem. And this is why we've always been leading up to this. They've basically been trying to appease the big clubs for long enough to kick this can down the road. And now it's come to a head where the big clubs don't want appeasement no more. They can actually just take the pie. So they've decided to try and take the pie.
This is my point. That's the difference. By creating their own league, they can look at different commercial revenues or open up to different markets where they can get a bigger piece of the pie. Whereas within UEFA, they have to bow down to their rules, and whether there was hammering to have more say as in how the new format will look, but there wasn't trying to hear any of their ideas. So they said
no, they did. They had a big input. This is what I'm saying. That's why Michael was right. They had a big input in the way the new format was going ahead. So they've decided that they wanted historic clubs in there.
Yeah.
They decided that they wanted the league to be formatted how it is. But then they've decided, okay, now we have this idea in this format. Let's just kick out all the fluff around it between the small teams, and we'll just have it for us.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done.
But they didn't. What thing they didn't envision was the backlash it would get, and that's why we're here now talking about this. Because yes, it's all sounding good because we were spoken about when Klopp even first came into Liverpool. There was that talk about the Super League, and he wasn't really for it as well. So it's always been UEFA. It's always been in their mind, but no one had the let's say, the balls to then take it away from them to try to do their own thing because they were scared of UEFA and FIFA. But forget all of that. Let's look at the fundamental thing here. UEFA and FIFA are the governing bodies of football. Do you see where I'm coming from? You can't now think, forget the governing bodies, we're going to set up a Super League because we've got money. There's still rules that needs to be applied. There's still principles here. And the one thing that they didn't consider out of all of this was the fans who pay the revenues, who pay the distribution, who pay everything. Do you see what I'm saying?
The whole point of that.
I think that was the oversight. Sorry, I think that was the oversight when it comes to these teams. I don't think anybody would have minded if they tried to take the power away from UEFA. If this was formed as a league that was trying to fight the corruption of UEFA and FIFA, no one would have minded that. But they didn't try to do that. They tried to turn it into an old boys club where it's like, we're just going to shut the door behind us now that we've walked into the room. That is the problem. If they did it as a fight against UEFA, where we're like, we don't think UEFA is going to distribute this money properly, we're going to do this competition better, everybody would have been for it.
I would, exactly the same point. I mean, I don't think no one would have an argument against that. The fact that it's a closed league, I think that's the main sticking
That's the
point
main thing,
to everybody's mind.
But there's a bigger argument. There's a big argument to have. So I've seen online where people are saying this announcement was the death of football, but people are saying introduction of obviously Sky, BT, all these different have partaked in the demise.
The only thing with that is the fact that the small team can still get to the big league. So whether you introduce Sky and create a Premier League,
they're just broadcasting.
Exactly. Any team in League 3 can get to Premier League. The difference with this is no matter how well you do, no matter what you do, you can't get.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah, you know, at the start we said, because I don't really have the full concept. There's 15. There's 20 teams. There's 12 teams, but they propose to have 15 teams.
No, 20 teams. 20.
No, hold on. But a further 5 teams are able to qualify. Is that just to qualify to be able to sit at the table and you're part of the teams that can now never get relegated?
No,
you're part of the teams that just for that season invitational.
Oh, so 5 teams are gonna have. They're the only 5 that can rotate.
Yeah.
It's like international cup. It's like a glorified pre-season.
So wait.
Yeah, it's like a glorified pre-season.
All right, so wait. So in that 5, if my team Tottenham finish bottom of the whole league, we're not going down.
No.
It's one of the other 5.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It's not even go down. They just don't get invited, or they might.
You just don't.
So, like for example, we might have a hot club come through, like Atlanta. They might think, Atlanta's got a little buzz around them. Let's bring them into the league. And then I play for that season. And then I drop down. They'll invite another team, Roma or Parma.
But this is what I'm saying now. Then this is what I'm saying. You go through all of that aspect, and let's say, Ash, I hate to say it, Tottenham keep losing, but it's Tottenham that's playing the likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid. What, you're still going to tune into that, even though you know they're losing?
Of course not. Because look, at the end of the day,
So let's not lie. You probably would, man. You probably would.
Hold on, Ade. We all have allegiances to our own football clubs. But the first things first, before you can find an allegiance to a football club, you have to enjoy football and the concept of what football is. That's winning, that's losing, that's competitions, that's promotion, that's relegation, that's going for trophies. We're losing all of that on the basis of what? Just being able to see the best players in the world on a weekly basis. It's pathetic.
Yeah. But the argument of the big clubs is, one, they said that how people like us, we're quote unquote legacy fans. So they're that's what literally they said. This is what they
keep going. Explain what you mean by that.
A legacy fan is people like us who
go to games, buy season tickets, go away matches, travel around the world with your team. Those are legacy fans. Your new age fans sit behind a computer screen and watch it through TikTok or whatever.
And they would rather that's what they want. That's what they
those want. Those are the ones that's bringing in the money through the streams, buying merchandise and buying all these subscriptions. Those are the guys that's going to bring in the new
these
money.
young men are streaming illegally. Trust me, I'm legacy and I'm a streamer. Cool. Let me ask you guys this question. Since they took La Liga off of Sky, how many people have actually tried to watch Barcelona
Me.
versus Real Madrid?
I watched it.
I watched the last one. It's very difficult now, though.
Yeah, I've watched it, but not a
It's
lot.
lost its
I haven't
appeal.
watched. Yeah,
And this is
'Cause it's
this is
very
what I'm saying.
Exactly. It's lost its appeal. But I can guarantee, if it was of the Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Zidane days, some way, somehow, if they were not on Sky, we are tuning in to watch it.
This is
But
the problem.
this is their
There's some way
argument,
we're finding
though.
out.
This is their argument. You get?
this is why they're trying to do this.
Yeah,
because
this is their argument.
They need the money to buy to prop up the teams to get the best
what
players.
they're showing us isn't
do
worth
it all
it.
again. Yeah, that's
No,
it
but-
right now. But in 5 years' time, it might look different.
This is a bigger football problem. This is
Yeah,
football right now
100%.
has grown to an extent where it's too big.
Mm.
And instead of them to try and reduce the cost of football, so player
Exactly.
wages, transfer fees, they've decided to go and find new revenue streams.
Yeah,
There's only a certain amount of
Finance
time
it,
to go and discover new revenue streams before the football economic system is going to collapse.
they
Yeah.
need
So
to
instead
introduce
of
a
right
cap
now,
system.
beg your pardon.
They need to introduce a cap system. So
Yeah,
But weren't this what
wages.
financial
they want to
fair
do
play
that
was
in the ESL.
So on that note of cap, yeah, so there's two things I mentioned about that, yeah. First thing is we can't brush the fact that UEFA messed up with FIFA financial fair play, yeah. So they're all thinking you man can't even handle Man City, yeah, who are
No,
blatantly duping the thing in it.
But you see, financial fair play. Financial fair play is for the big clubs. This is what people need to realize. Financial fair play is to stop other small clubs joining into the big boys.
Yeah.
Financial fair play means that teams like Man City shouldn't exist because you can't spend more than you bring in.
Yeah.
So if you are historically a small team, how do you actually grow to be a bigger team in a short space of time? You can't.
So basically another closed shop, basically.
No,
Yeah,
don't
Yeah,
they
finan-
have an
that's why they
allowance
scrapped
for?
it.
FFP was the
Financial fair-
precursor to this.
Yeah, that's
No,
why they
don't-
scrap financial
no,
play.
no.
Because it doesn't make sense, where
Don't they have a precursor for to allow owners to actually put money into the club?
Yeah, but it's only allowed to in like the stadium and academies. I think that's the only two things. You can't invest in like the first team. That is actually measured against your revenue.
Revenue, yeah.
So the second part of the thing I was going to say
Infrastructure.
was obviously with the fact that I mentioned earlier, 4 of the owners are American. Yeah. So it seems they're trying to follow the American
Franchise system.
way of work,
Franchise
way of
system.
sport, where like in the NFL, they have franchises. Yeah.
Yeah.
And these franchises can go to anywhere. I didn't even know this recently. I thought, like, for example, Tampa Bay can literally change from Tampa, Florida, and they can go to flipping Ohio, for example.
Yeah.
There is no loyalty to an actual
Location.
state or
Yeah.
location, which
Didn't
is
Stan
mad.
Kroenke do that for one of his teams?
The Rams, in it.
Yeah, they moved them to Florida or something like that.
So,
Or
so
LA
on
or
that
something
note,
like that.
so their leagues, there is no relegation. I think to them, what I was reading that is foreign to them. They don't understand what relegation is. How can you get relegated? So all their leagues are formatted in the sense that where let's say there's 12 teams, for example. No one gets relegated. You guys play X amount of games per week. NBA in particular, they play bare matches and
82 usually.
yeah, they play just bare games per week, and there's always a game going on, and they can bank on that revenue stream constantly because they know there is no situation where Man United or Tottenham will not qualify for the Champions League this season.
But the
Right,
competitive
but this is-
spirit
Alright,
of
but
it
if
is-
that's the case,
Yeah, but this is what
you
people
know
need
what
to
you're
understand.
investing in. Understand
But
what you're investing in. Football
Exactly.
is a concept of a pyramid where you can literally be a Portsmouth where you win the 2008 FA Cup, and now where are you? But then you can
That's the
potentially
whole
work your way
point.
back
That's
up.
the reason why there's no relegation. They're trying to take away that area where
They're trying to
need
secure
revenue
their
because we
investment.
can't qualify.
That's all it is. They're trying to secure their investment.
That's it.
Where in America, they have a concept where it's like this thing carries on pumping money as long
Yeah,
until
yeah.
the wheels fall off.
yeah,
And
that's American.
that's all they're trying to do. Where as in football, we have teams pop up here, there, and everywhere. Like literally, a team. Look at West Ham this season. No one imagined West Ham would be where they are this season, and that's the beauty of football. Whereas in basketball, that doesn't happen as regularly as it happens in football.
Yeah, and that basketball, there's games where you probably just switch off or you don't even want to watch because there's no competitive spirit in it. teams near the bottom know they're not going to
They're
make the
tanking.
playoffs. So
There's things called
just...
tanking in football. How can you losing on purpose?
Is it
What kind of concept is that? You
Wait,
lose
so
on
the
purpose
purpose,
so you
why?
can get a higher
Because
draft
they have
pick.
they have a draft system where
Okay.
the teams at the bottom get the best talents in the draft, and obviously the vice versa for the top.
So that's their way of trying to level in the playing field. But this actually encourages teams to be crap. So instead of you to actually try and be competitive, you throw games so that you can get a higher draft pick, and then you accumulate those draft picks so that you can basically build a kind of like super team, which doesn't really work.
Because roles are gonna reverse. Oh,
Yeah.
this is.
But I think
Because of the culture and all sorts of stuff. When you get used to losing, just become a losing franchise, and then the players after their rookie draft deals tend to leave those kind of franchises because they're not used to winning. It's a very silly concept, I think. Like, I understand the idea behind it, but the implementation of it is very poor, and it's not England. It's not football. Football doesn't have that kind of spirit inside.
Football didn't grow up. Football wasn't built that way. Football was built in a way where you played to win trophies.
You play your hardest. You leave everything out there on the pitch.
You leave everything on the pitch. You know
Competition. That's all it is. Competition.
And I think this Super League, it's not. That's why
It's American.
me like a fan, that's why I'm
what it
reacting
is.
like this, because I'm not seeing I'm not seeing. I don't know. I'm not excited about it.
It's foreign because it's foreign to you because it's an American
You
concept.
know what I'm saying? I'm more excited about a Champions League. I'm more excited about flipping West Ham trying to get to a top 4, or Man United trying to catch Man City to try and win the league to then go and perform well in the Champions League. Do you see where I'm coming from?
But guys, there is a thing that we haven't mentioned yet, is that there has been a situation in the past where the Premier League was born from a similar situation. Yeah,
But the
Champions
concept
League.
of football remained the same, bro.
Exactly,
Someone said the same argument to me earlier today.
Yeah,
The
but
concept of
football
football remained the same.
Liverpool
There's
were
promotion,
dominating
there's
all the time,
relegation. We're losing that
Yeah,
concept. That's the argument that I have. We're losing the concept of what football actually is.
No, but at that time, people might have been in uproar as well, like thinking, "Look, like, what's going on? Like, what, leaving the-" Do you understand? They must have been.
100% were in uproar.
Do you understand?
100%.
So how do we know in this Super League situation if it doesn't happen? It's
But
looking like maybe not.
I say that to say this. We took VAR from, I think the Americans were the ones that started it first, right?
No, it's probably rugby. I think it's like rugby or tennis.
No, but like the football one, not like
MLS.
Yeah, they were the first one to.
I'm not sure.
Again,
I think they tried it out there first.
Exactly. And then we've taken that concept and brought it here, and what's happened?
Fucked it up.
Exactly. So we're now.
VAR still up for debate. It's not.
Are you okay?
No way. It has to go. It has to go.
Are you
No, because
okay?
right now, yeah, let's keep it true, yeah. Right now, what this whole situation has caused, there's going to be a big conversation about how does the European forget European, UK in particular, how do we want football to run? Yeah, this is just the start of a big conversation. Yeah,
it is, but it's only based on money. It's the fact that these teams got so much money and they're trying to find a way to recover and to not have this happen again. So the conversation will be about, okay, how do we either reduce the costs in terms of, as I said, player wages or how much we spend on transfer fees, or we find another way to bring in money. It's simple as that.
No, because do we say case? I know I'm speaking a lot. Normally I don't, but in regards to this particular topic, the reason I'm saying this is that yesterday, Sky Sports News put free, they made Monday Night Football free for everyone to watch across the world, not the UK, the world.
Monday Night Football,
Their own propaganda.
The conversation.
Yeah, of course. They could.
So everyone is messed. This whole thing is all messed up. Everyone's fucked. Everyone's taking the piss. Everyone is looking after money themselves. So it's a mad. Trust me.
But you know what it is? It's we're in a position now where it's like the devil we know and the devil we don't know. Who do we want? Do we want to have football controlling itself with owners that don't know when to stop eating, or do we want the broadcasters who we kind of have more control over, calling the shots? Because right now, I think my issue right now is I don't think these owners know when to stop. You see American owners and the likes of the ones that would been involved in this Super League, I think they will carry on trying to grow revenue until the whole football ecosystem collapses. So that it's increased ticket prices, however many sponsorships on the shirt, all of those little things. They'll probably close down the academies and try and bring in a draft system, like all these things. And that's another reason why I'm fundamentally against the ESL system, because football has to stop. The whole football ecosystem needs to contract and get back to actually what got us here, which was the grassroots. Looking after developing players, looking after the fans, creating a community feel with the fans and the club.
We're so far gone from that.
Exactly it. And
We
that's
need
what
to
we're
move
losing.
back to that.
Yeah, what's possible.
Yeah,
Personally,
like
I
you
think
said, it has to collapse before we start again there, because
it's not possible to go back to where it was before.
No.
Life has changed. It's completely changed. We can't do that no more, bro. Life has completely changed. Football technically. Wait. No. A working class sport.
What?
Is it what?
It's
I think it's still
working class
it.
sport.
It's still it is.
No, you know why? You know why I say no? Because now look at the academy system. Look at how many games that has to be traveled to and go to and stuff like that. Back when, like, basically we was younger, it was a lot easier to get into football than it is now. Now you're getting scattered from age 4, and you're in an academy straight away.
12 for 400 bags.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But how does that mean it's not a working class sport though? I don't understand. What's your theory?
Yeah, it is. It could be. You see the man like Rashford come from poor family, still getting to Manchester.
Yeah,
to becoming playing for Man United. I mean, it's still in terms of you work hard, you've got talent.
Yeah,
you get an opportunity, you can make it. It's still, those are the fundamental things that's still in place. Obviously, you have people with money that can get you in, but at the end of the day, it's down to those 4 things.
I want to say still working class, because I see players, or like you just mentioned Rashford, but I'll tell you another person.
But hold on, sorry.
Phil
Okay.
Foden. How his background in Manchester was from the slums as well. He wasn't, in a big, massive house. No, he was in one of those estates up in Manchester, and he made it. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Hold on, but we're talking about the players here, yeah? Now let's focus on the fan base. Originally, it was a working class sport where a man could go to his coal mining job and then go and watch it. Now it's man coming from his tech job and going to his £2,000 ticket, season ticket seat. Yeah, and that's where it's different. The coal miners are gone.
No, they're not gone. They're still there. It's just got a little bit less.
How much is season ticket at Arsenal? Arsenal is a matters,
1,000 something, 1,000 like 200, 300.
To see your team come 7th all the time and you're classed at the top 6. Yeah.
What was the need for that dig, fam?
Actually, how much is Spurs?
Let's talk about Tottenham.
How much is Spurs season ticket?
Another thing we need to talk about is United Stadium. Why are you not living in your bloody cauldron?
It is a tragedy.
Why don't you update your stadium? Maybe then you're going to see increased.
Listen, that's the theatre of dreams. Mind how you talk about it, yeah?
Theatre of screams, fam. It's a funeral parlour. That's what it is right now.
The owners ain't put 1 cent into building that rebuilding.
Yeah,
I'm hearing that there's around the stadium, like there's barren wasteland around the stadium. There's paint chipping off and cracking and stuff like that.
Yeah, I went there just before lockdown. It was.
I went there last year. Nothing.
It's cemetery.
Nothing.
But that's the whole point. So
you
that's
don't even have Wi-Fi in your stadium yet.
No chance.
But that's now a complete different conversation in regards to the owner. So let's backtrack a little bit. But actually, quick question: how much is the price of season ticket at Tottenham?
I don't even know, bro.
It's the same as Arsenal. Very similar.
It's it must be
a bag and a bit at least.
So
you have to find us the stadium somehow.
Yeah. So to move on to the next part. So we've all discussed our all thoughts. So in a wider scale, I have never seen so much people unite for something that they believe is wrong. Yeah. Like the Prime Minister has come out and said he's going to stop this. The Prime Minister has never said, I'm going to stop kicking out racism. I'm going to stop racism in football.
Yeah, that's an issue, though.
This is madness.
The fact that there's
So,
been so much
is-
uproar
sorry,
from
so is the issue for the wider public, is it the fact that we're taking away the beautiful sport, or we take away the money, or is it, what is the issue for everybody else? Because our main pain point is obviously we feel we're being cheated out of competition. But what's the Prime Minister's issue?
No, this is what I'm saying. It's a few. There's a few different factors. Them doing this, obviously, it's going to hurt local businesses because, like the likes of Burnley and the Boltons and the smaller clubs, they're not going to have the same kind of revenue streams if these big teams are focused on the Super League. Because eventually, people say that's not going to happen, but eventually, the big teams, their competition, their sole focus is going to be on the Super League rather than the Premier League. If this separation is allowed to happen. So number one, the government is basically protecting the local communities of those small clubs. They're protecting the business interests of their friends, like Rupert Murdoch on Sky and stuff like that. That's a big one that we actually can't overlook because when this Super League happens, they're trying to move away from being under the money-grabbing hands of Sky and BT.
Yeah.
So they're going to find a way to give basically a new platform.
That's what I saw, like Disney
they were
Channel.
talking about
I saw
Disney Plus.
Channel on this shit.
And Amazon,
They're talking about Disney Plus for that.
Amazon, yeah.
Do you know what's
No,
even mad,
Amazon-
yeah?
Amazon-
So do you know what's even mad, yeah? To backtrack a little bit, do you know when Perez said that how the games were too long? My man was saying that, as I said, he also said matches of 90 minutes was too long. So what could have done? They could copy the American style again of like having like a little 5-minute interval during the game and do a little halftime show, and they're even mad.
I'm telling you, they was going to move it to the complete into an American where they have four quarters of maybe like 15 minutes each, where the games would be an hour, let's say, maybe 70 minutes. So they would have 4 quarters, then they would be able to pump their advertising in every quarter. They have their halftime show, they have all of that. They'll pump that into all the little segments, and then that's going to way to increase commercial deals.
Yeah, I saw your tweet, real one. Yeah, you mentioned how in the halftime show you see Aubameyang and Lacazette singing and dancing and thing.
That wasn't my tweet, I don't think, man.
Oh, is it? Oh, my bad. I saw you tweet though. But all right, cool. So in regards to this, obviously, where it's clear, last 48 hours has been crazy. So what's happened where a lot of public figures have come out, yeah? One of the crazy things that happened was, which I believe is created by this whole situation, is the actual people within the clubs, the managers, the players didn't have a clue. What's your thoughts on that?
That's what I said to you guys. This Super League thing, it must have been a rushed decision for them to come out with it so quickly because the players and the managers weren't aware. So
Sorry, Cakes, I'm cutting bare today. Just to add to that, I'll be short. So they put Klopp under the bus, basically, threw him under the bus in his interview where he mentioned, so they know he's not somebody who's going to be agree with it, and he basically said, "This is not for me." And
Bro,
said that from the beginning,
You're speaking of billionaires. Why are they going to effectively ask these individuals, what do you think about this idea?
Yeah,
And they couldn't risk sort of having to go to fans to ask them and having this backlash before it's already started. They had to go ahead and do it and then worry about the backlash later.
And this is what I'm saying, that it very copies the American style, because American businesses are used to doing something and worrying about the repercussions after. Whereas here, you have to kind of tread carefully with how you do certain things, especially with football.
Yeah, because the biggest player in over here is the media. You can't miss the media.
Everywhere.
No, but the UK's media is the worst. The worst. Football-wise, the worst. Like, the way they ridicule Mourinho, even if he wins or loses, compared to the way Klopp would... I'll give you an example.
Bro, the Spanish media, they'd be mad, you know.
You're only saying that because we live here, but go there over there, you see a different story. I mean, yeah, look at the papers when Real Madrid lose.
Marca.
They're on racist.
I said Neron like they ain't. This ESL was it amazes me how they completely didn't read the room. Like, they really thought they could bring that kind of style of ownership to Europe and thought it was going to be okay. Like I'm quite surprised that they didn't do their due diligence and were able to understand the backlash, because I thought they maybe anticipated this backlash and they was ready for it. But now
there was a comment saying that they
folding,
did. There was a comment saying they were ready for it, but I don't think
I think it was bluffing. They was bluffing because look at the way that it hasn't even been 3 days, it hasn't been a week yet, and they've already backtracked.
Changing, yeah.
Come on.
So in regards to that backtrack, so first up, so Chelsea allegedly, I don't know if it's confirmed yet officially, but Chelsea and Man City have allegedly said they're going to remove themselves from the Super League.
It's dead. The idea is dead.
But apparently they signed a contract that
it's binding, isn't it?
Binding.
So how they get out of it?
People always ask that, yeah. I don't know why.
They'll find a way. Come on.
Football's all about breaking contracts.
Exactly.
We've seen John Obi Mikel at Man United, and then we saw him the next day at Chelsea.
Yeah,
after signing, we saw a man sign for Watford, and the next day he ended up in Marseille. Like, we see contracts broken all the time.
Yeah.
We just thought better of these people, and we thought they would have dotted their I's and crossed their T's, and this wouldn't happen to them. But they've done the same thing. They wasn't prepared for this kind of backlash, which is really surprising. But it's quite silly still. It's quite silly how quick they've backtracked. It's almost as bad as the idea that Liverpool and Man United floated like a few months ago.
Is it the same thing? What's the difference?
No, I think it's quite similar. But that was for the Premier League, I swear.
The Big Six thing. What's it called? Oh.
The idea that United and
I remember.
I think it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but obviously it's called different. Or did they call it something else? But it wasn't. We didn't know much information about it.
So all right, cool. So moving forward, what is next for football?
There's got to be obviously this will get scrapped, but there's got to be a discussion in terms of how we move forward as a football community and what are the main issues that we need to sort out. Obviously, the pandemic has opened certain owners' eyes or every club's eyes in terms of how sustainable football is. So that's one thing they need to discuss. How can we sustain our football clubs and make sure we're competitive and we don't end up in a situation like this again. How that's going to go in terms of introducing new laws or working together with UEFA again potentially.
I think
in terms of
United already on that from what you said by Woodward leaving, because it's only going to be for the best for United because all the United fans have never liked Woodward in the first place.
Yeah, so, this was it.
Sorry, Cakes, I do it again. Sorry, Cakes, can you give a bit of a backstory about Woodward? So, what's happened?
Well, we've got breaking news that Woodward is leaving.
Who is he saying? Who is he?
Come on, Ade.
Come on, Ade.
People don't know. You got to understand. You got to break it down, man.
So why are they watching?
Everybody knows
who Woodward is, man.
I think everyone knows who Ed Woodward is. If everyone watches this and reads this, everyone knows who Ed Woodward is. His sort of after the Glazers, it's Woodward in terms of who runs Man United. With the news that Man City, Chelsea are leaving, Manchester United had to put a statement out, which was, it's either we sack you or you just resign. But we'll give you till the end of 2021 to do it, sort of thing.
I don't
they mentioned that potentially he was already going to resign.
Yeah, he was leaving at the end of the season. But
to be honest, I'll be honest. No, that was never gonna. You don't do that end of the season when you're talking about giving Solskjaer a new contract or you're thinking about what players you're going to be bringing in the summer. No, that's all.
Don't forget, my man, he's probably scared for his life, cuz. Remember, they were on him, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. The United fans don't like him. So to get United fans back in the game, because everyone hates the Glazers, they hate Woodward. The Glazers have said, this is what we need to do. Just like, I don't know, the Tottenham Mourinho situation. I don't know if it's involving, this whole ESL league or whatever, but that's another story. But I just basically think the Glazers have given Woodward an ultimatum to get the fans back on board.
This
I don't
was
think-
never.
TV, yeah.
The
But when you say
Glazers.
back on board, in what
Yeah,
sense? In the sense
let me-
of supporting this ESL or just supporting Man United? I don't. What do you mean?
There is no way the Glazers thought this will bring the fans back to
Yeah.
on Edward's side. There's no way. It
No,
was
I'm not.
purely-
No. I'm not saying the fans. No, what I'm saying is right now. You've seen what happened. You've seen what happened today with Chelsea and all the fans storming the ground. What's stopping all the other fans now going into Manchester, going into?
Okay, I see what you're
You
saying.
see where I'm
yeah.
coming from.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
From
about.
the backlash of this.
Listen, I don't think they
FP.
care. I also
Okay, so
think
him
they
becoming
care.
so him becoming the sacrificial lamb, so to speak. What does that do? How does that protect?
Do you think one of the
Glazers?
billions? No, but look at this. Do you think one of the
Because
Glazers?
you don't
Do you
point-
think the Glazers are going to leave Man United because of this?
Yeah, hopefully.
Of course not.
They
Of
will.
course not. But
Someone
okay,
had
so-
to take the hit. Someone
Okay,
They
had
are
to
going to
leave.
leave.
No.
There's reports they want to sell.
Hear this, yeah. The Glazers, in my opinion, they don't care. And two, I don't think they wanted Edwards to go. He's their
Hold
main
on.
guy.
Hold on, guys. Hold
He's
on.
their guy.
There's reports that the Glazers want to sell. Basically, what's happened
We've been
is
trying to sell since 2005.
No,
hold
they
on.
don't wanna sell. They don't wanna sell.
Basically, this is what's happened. Is they thought they was gonna push him through the Super League. Yeah, when the Super League has failed, which was what Ed Woodward was basically brought in to ensure that their asset and their investment was secure. Once the Super League has failed,
They
he
need a
can't do that
scapegoat.
job anymore.
Yeah,
The Glazers don't see it as an attractive option anymore because their investment isn't secure anymore. So I believe they're thinking, right, we can actually sell this club for a profit right now, which we haven't put any money in, and we've taken $1 billion out of the club already, and then sell it. And Bob's your uncle. We could go and invest it in our American clubs where our investments are more safe.
No, they won't sell it now because
They won't sell it now.
There's
United
reports
is-
already saying that they're trying to sell it.
it's not.
We've
It's not
been trying
United. They
to
didn't
sell
say
it from
United.
a long time
They
ago,
said
bro.
United. They said
said
Arsenal
United.
United. Yeah, look, I think that
I saw Stan
journalist
Collymore
was
put up a
19.
tweet.
Yeah, but we've been trying to sell Man United since.
They haven't been trying to sell it, man. This is a cash cow for them, man.
How would you
the
sell
collapse
something
of
that
the
keeps on
end
making you
of Man
money? It
United
doesn't
and the
make
European
sense.
Super League, Noel C, the Glazer family sold the club. It's been reported by multiple sources. It wasn't just one.
Okay.
So Ashley, as a Tottenham fan, yeah. Obviously, we're speaking of the big boys with Man United and obviously and Cole, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. It's
Don't
facts.
ask me no questions when you start like that, man.
But
Taking the
as
piss
a Tottenham
all evening.
fan, do you think Levy has to go as well?
It's mad that I kind of like the way Levy operates when it comes to his business and his acumen in terms of transfers. I do like the way he operates with that, but I don't like the way he operates because it's not always in the best interest of the club.
Breaking news, guys. There's been a meeting between the 12 super clubs. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have decided to stay in the Super League. Man City have left and Chelsea still have doubts.
Barcelona are never going to leave. Bro.
They need the money. You
They
don't
need
want
the money.
No, the problem with Barcelona, you see the problem with Barcelona and even with Real Madrid is the socios. So basically, they have a board of directors that they have to put stuff to for them to be ratified. I don't think they've done that yet. So this decision, I think that the president has taken it. I don't think he's taken it to the rest of the board yet. But as soon as they see the financial situation Barcelona's in, they're going to approve this anyway, innit? So I think it's down to this collapsing. I think it's down to the English clubs to pull out. Man City's gone already. If Chelsea goes, I don't think it can exist anymore.
But anyway, Ade, yeah, back to your question. In terms of Daniel Levy now, I kind of look at it like this. He's been our chairman for what, like 20, 25, something years or something like that.
Did he buy it off Alan Sugar?
He's a chairman. He don't own a club.
He's chairman.
Okay.
Joe Lewis is the
Joe,
owner.
Yeah, Joe Lewis, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
wait, hold on. Sorry, another update. All the Premier League clubs have left the Super League.
Well,
Are you
there
taking the
go.
No,
piss?
I'm being, bro, I'm being exactly. All the Premier League clubs have left the Super League.
And what's that guy's name? Jim. Sky Sports. Jim. What's his name? Jim.
Jim White.
Jim
Jim
White.
White. Hey, you're missing your yellow tie, mate. Get in there.
Boy, listen, Gary Neville needs to go and take over Man United right now.
No.
Go. Listen, Gary Neville.
Hey, say,
No.
Ashley, go ahead.
Yeah, I just feel like in terms of it's weird because obviously as a football fan, you kind of want your chairman to kind of make decisions on the best interest of your club for what's going to happen on the pitch. The difference is these days is these chairmen, they are simply there to treat it as a business. Whatever way, in whichever way, is just to make as much money as possible.
But actually, technically it is.
I get that. I get that, but I'm not in that seat. I'm only in the seat as a fan. And if what you're doing upstairs is only to line your pockets and the pockets of the chairman, rather than for my entertainment that generated me as a fan, what is the point? Why am I following Tottenham? If every single club says, all right, cool, we don't care about what happens on the pitch because, all right, cool, let's just say the Super League goes ahead. Nobody cares about what happens on the pitch because we're never likely to get relegated. We're just there to make money. I'm done. I'm not there as a fan anymore because there's no competition. So what is there for me to get excited about or to get pissed off and say, oh man, fuck this weekend because Tottenham's lost? That's what I'm interested in.
It kills the spirit of the game.
That's what
I'm a man that loves football. I love watching football. I love seeing competition. I love seeing the underdog. I love seeing all different kind of storylines and narratives.
Even playoff finals. I love it. Give me
cool. Let me give you an example, yeah? No one here is a Leicester fan. Yeah? The season that Leicester won the league, bet you everyone here was happy for Leicester. Despite the fact that it had an impact on their own club because their own club.
I was disappointed. Yeah. I was disappointed because Man United could have won it, but they fumbled because they.
But you weren't upset at Leicester directly. You're kind of happy to see an underdog win it.
An underdog win, 100%.
That's important.
I would never be happy. I would never be happy if one either Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea won it. I would never be happy.
No, of course not, because they're direct rivals, so to speak. And there's more of us in terms of fans that can give you some backlash and say, my team done it, my team. You don't know many Leicester fans.
If Leeds were to win the Premier League, would you be happy?
Good idea, man.
Truth be told, I'm a London United fan, innit? I don't have that rivalry.
No one cares about Leeds.
Truth be told, because
I used to even like Leeds back in the day.
Trust me, Charles.
When Viduka and the man was there,
Arsenal with it now. It's a mad thing still. There's a matter. I'm real. I'm a London United fan. I don't fuck with them rivalry.
But this is what I'm saying. And the reason why is because our core has always been, we enjoy football first. Take away our allegiances. We enjoy football first. We then find allegiances once we found the enjoyment of football.
So on a side note, we'll get back to this quickly, but you mentioned the enjoyment of football. You have Mourinho in your club, man. What's going on? Mourinho's not out, man.
What?
You had Mourinho, yeah. He took the fun out of football at Tottenham, I guess. So if everyone doesn't know, whilst all this stuff was going on, Mourinho's got the sack.
He didn't even make it to his third season. That's madness. That could be declining.
Well. So a week before the Carling Cup final, Tottenham chairman Danny Levy thought, you know what? Hey, this guy's got to go. So
how do you think he's done it?
Do you know what? I'm sorry to disturb. Sorry to cut you lot. I'm sorry. But I like how...
Another update, where apparently UEFA offered the Premier League club significant amounts of money to leave the European Super League. It's all about money.
It's all about money, bro.
Listen, wait. Can I say something? Why didn't I hear anything from Arsenal and Spurs throughout this whole Super League thing?
What do you mean?
Because we have weak ownership. What did you want from us? We have weak ownership. We have an owner who's
at the end of the day, yeah.
I didn't hear
let me give you the perfect metaphor. Let me give you the perfect metaphor.
Said one thing.
Let me give you the perfect metaphor. Yeah? Let me give you the perfect metaphor. If you're a young youth and you're chilling with the elders, and the elders say, "Wow, we're going to this rave," and somehow you manage to slide along, you're never gonna go, "Hey, you lot, I'm here, by the way." Let's just be quiet and enjoy your time being there.
The way you lot scraped in, and Arsenal as well. The way they scraped in top six.
No, I said scraped in. Hold on, wait. Let's clarify what this Super League is. The Super League is formed by the clubs that generate the most money. When you see the table of the clubs that generate the most money, you see Arsenal, you see Tottenham. We didn't scrape in anywhere. That's what we said. It's about. We said this before you came on, real one. In the fact that it's just about money. It's not about history. It's not about trophies.
Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah, it's just about.
It's just about how much money you make. I think we're 10th on the list.
If Leicester next season decide to make 300 million on top of what they're making now, and they was 10th on the money league as well, they would have been invited as well. That's all it was. It just came down to money.
So.
I don't think
It's about money. You can actually literally, there's a direct correlation between the founding members and the clubs that were supposed to be the founders. The clubs that make the most money and the founding members of the Super League. There's a direct correlation. You can actually pull it up and see it.
Yeah,
out of the 15 top grossing clubs, 12 of them were the founding members, and the other 3 were
breaking news. Manchester United have tweeted saying Manchester United will not be participating in the European Super League. The club has said, we have listened carefully to the reaction from our fans.
Joker.
So basically,
what else would they?
Spurs have said the same thing, by the way. We can confirm that we have formally commenced procedures to withdraw from a group developing proposal for the European Super League. It's done. It's done.
You know what? I can't talk about this. Do you know what's mad, yeah? Sorry, Ash, man. I want to talk about Mourinho, but he's small fish right now, man. I'm not going to lie, because this is just mental.
Whoa. No. We have to talk about it.
Bro, he's not...
Let's talk about it. I want to know why they've done it so early, or a week before Cup final.
Because they don't, you need to understand Levy. Levy does not care. He's like a Abramovich, but not as rich, but thinks he's rich. He doesn't care.
Well,
he does care, man.
After this announcement,
I personally think. I think Levy's, as an outside looking in, I think he's actually a good chairman. Personally, I think he actually does a good job.
For a modern day chairman, yes, he is. However, you have to look at it like this, right? We brought Mourinho in to win us a trophy.
I think you brought him to win Premier League or the Champions League.
Impossible. We have to be realistic. Okay, cool. Daniel Levy's not
moving to a new stadium. No money to spend.
We're not going to win the Premier League.
We're not going to win the Premier League. It's to win us a trophy, but also to get us what we missed out on the back end of Pochettino's last season, which was Champions League football.
Let's be realistic. You couldn't have expected that either, because by the way you got there, it was through luck. There's no way you can expect.
No.
Especially you was faltering in the league as well. So
but you have to remember this.
Charles, I disagree. Tottenham's squad is actually a very good squad.
Hold on, let me finish, Ade, let me finish. Yeah. Prior to Pochettino, we was in the Champions League once. That was under Harry Redknapp. Yeah. Once Pochettino came in, his first season, he got us Champions League football, and he was able to do that consecutively for the next four years. I think it was 4 or 5 years. When we got to the Champions League final, and then we had that faltering start to the season, I think he then recognized, okay, we're not going to get that cash cow that we've been so reliant on for the last 5 years in the Champions League. So let me try and get rid of Pochettino and bring in Mourinho whilst he's available. If Mourinho's available, I'm sorry, as Tottenham, you have to take it. To try and get us back into the Champions League so that revenue comes in. We just built a new stadium. We have to finance it somehow. And the biggest way for us to be able to do so is by being in the Champions League. This season comes about, and not only are we not looking like we're going to be in the Champions League, but we're playing terrible football. Yes, he's got us to a Carling Cup final, by which we didn't really play anyone, bar Chelsea actually. We didn't really play anyone to get Carling Cup final. You can get to a Carling Cup final off back of 4 games.
Yeah, but why not second at the end of the season? Why not second at the end of the season?
Personally, that's what I would have done. I would have just seen him through to the final. We've got 7 games to go, see him through to the end of the season. However, I then feel like there's things like, I feel like he hasn't got the Jess on him.
He's probably looking why not wait to the end of the season?
So I'm just checking, how many points are you guys?
I think. Hold on, sorry. I think it came to a position where Mourinho's position became untenable. Like I don't think the players were playing for him anymore. And there was only
1 player that 3 players that might have been playing for him.
Højbjerg,
Kane, and Son.
And them players, I think they just play for themselves. I think it's in them just.
I don't even know about Kane and Son. You know, Kane and Son just they seem like individuals. Okay, Kane's got his own motivations. Kane wants to play to break records. Son looks like he just an enjoyer of football. So whoever is going to manage him, he's always going to give his all. Since Son has been at Tottenham for the last 5 years, he's always given 100%. Højbjerg, you can clearly see that is someone that is there to rise from Mourinho.
Yeah, that's a Mourinho.
That's a Mourinho side in there, man. A workhorse, man.
He gives his all in, bro.
Yeah,
if you look at the core of our squad, are never going to take to the management style of Mourinho. We have a lot of wet players in the sense of they're egotistical.
They do.
Listen
the
to
back
what I'm
line
saying.
is horrible.
No, it's not even just about the quality in terms of our backline, but Mourinho will tell you as it is. If he thinks you're shit, he's gonna tell you, bro, you are shit. You cannot tell 90% of our squad we're shit because we're going to crumble. And then before you know it, we're going to sulk. We don't want to play under you. Look what happened to Dele Alli. Dele Alli's the kind of person that he needs to be hugged. He needs someone around him.
Manager that goes in, you need to get the best out because that is a talent just sitting on a bench there. I'm sure.
But it's the modern day player. How you manage the modern day player.
So hold on. So Ashley, are you basically trying to imply, yeah? So you're saying you definitely agree with the sacking?
I didn't want Mourinho in the first place, bro.
Forget that. Do you agree with the sacking? Yes or no?
If I didn't want him in the first place, I agree with the fact that he's gone.
Bro, I would have answered that. That was the easy
No, not necessarily. I might not agree with Solskjaer, but I don't mind him being there.
All right, cool.
What?
You understand? I don't mind him. I'm not gonna lie.
But we have to remember
I didn't agree with him.
We're not just we signed the guy on the base of his name. He's not the same guy as 2003 Chelsea.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have known. You needed to find out yourself. So
look, this is what I predicted. When we got Mourinho, this is what I predicted. I said, it's going to feel like a feel-good factor to start with. He himself, he's going to see it as an opportunity to recharge himself. He's going to have a smile on his face. The press conferences are going to be banterful. And then as soon as things go wrong, i.e. we start losing back-to-back games, which is likely. We're Tottenham at the end of the day. Not to say that we're a bag of shit, but that's going to happen within our season. We're going to go through a very bad patch. How is he going to handle it without using his ego? He always uses his ego. And what does his ego always do? He deflects. I'm the same guy. It's the players that are different. These are the kind of things that are not motivational to your squad. So therefore, they don't want to play under you.
So realistically, yeah, take away your bias, yeah. What is Spurs' aim?
Okay, I can only speak personally. I can't speak for Tottenham. Personally, knowing what Tottenham were and what they've become, consistently trying to get into the Champions League and win a trophy. Do I think we can win the Premier League? No. But would I take the FA Cup, Carling Cup, or a Europa League? Absolutely. Or get as far as possible as we can in the Champions League. Do I think we can win it? No. That one season that we got to the final was fucking lucky. But we have to be realistic. Tottenham were a team 10 years ago that were finishing 14th and 15th consecutively. Easy. So to see a team then being able to finance £1 billion stadium, to consistently be in the top four, and to compete within competitions like the FA Cup. I don't want to use the Carling Cup because it's not really much competing going on in that. But to try and get through to the quarterfinals at the very least of the Champions League, to me, that's a successful season.
Spurs are a well-run club. I think Spurs do things with the right way, funny enough. They've got the right kind of squad makeup. Even if they need to reinvest in the squad, they have assets that are sellable that they can use to reinvest in the squad. They've invested in the academy. They've invested in this new stadium. The only thing is the time.
Training facilities. We've got the right makeup, but we can't expect... Do you know what's actually bad for us? The fact that Leicester went and won the league. Because that puts pressure on us that how can they win the league before you? You're the next big club after the likes of Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, and Man City, who we expect to compete for the league. After those four clubs...
Whoa. Man actually tried to leave that man's name, fam.
You're in the same bracket as us. You're in the same bracket as us. You have to.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, bro, man. You're on the same bracket.
You're in the same bracket as us.
When did that start?
Hey, listen, bro, you lot are meaty now. You lot are meaty. You are not even levels no more, bro.
Take your bias away. Take your bias away.
No. Hold on. Wait. In like the last, let's say 7 seasons, have you finished above us more times than we finished above you?
Yeah.
We're not talking about. We're talking about right now, where your team is right now.
Bro.
Oh, no, we're shit now. We're shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You finished 7th.
But what I can say, what I
Right
would say is, Arsenal have won more trophies than Tottenham have.
Tottenham.
So
But
you
what
can't-
you're saying,
Fine,
that
but we're
the-
looking right now.
yeah, but
We
if
won
you're
one
looking
last
right
season,
now,
you're
they've
talking
got
about
more
right now.
trophies. Yeah, they won the FA Cup last season.
No, but this is what
As
I'm
a
saying.
team, they're
But
heading in
hold
the
on.
wrong direction, is
But
what
this
I'm
is what,
saying.
but exactly, they're heading in the wrong direction. This is a team that you could not mention a Premier League title race without mentioning Arsenal.
I
You
can't.
couldn't do it.
Okay, but hold on.
No,
But you see, you mentioned the Leicester season, but we
Yeah.
finished above you in the Leicester season. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
come
can't
on.
agree
Don't be
that
proud
they're
of that.
moving in the wrong direction, though. I can't agree with that because
No. We
Yeah.
are moving in the wrong direction.
You're
I
moving
think we
mad.
are.
crazy?
Hey, Kings,
Wait,
you're moving mad,
Let
Aye,
me
cuz.
explain.
whose
Let me
man's is this?
explain. Let me explain. The reason why I don't think so is because one, they've got a manager that likes to play football. Yeah, we know Arteta is a coach. However, they have got players who are, your players are old. Yeah, they're washed.
We need a reset. Basically, we've got a reset. We've got the manager, now we need to get the team.
Who are
We
their sellable
supposedly got the
assets?
manager.
Who can Arsenal sell to generate
Exactly.
money?
Supposedly got the manager.
You don't have to.
There's no
It's not always about who we can sell. It's who can we recruit. Have we got players in the academy? As we can see now, we've got academy lads coming through. So it's just about utilizing the assets we've got to get
the
best
academy players are coming through are quite good.
Chelsea, Spurs on the other hand don't have the manager, and they've got a squad that is on the other side of their success, which brought them no trophies.
And if you were to ask me what academy players Spurs bringing through now, I don't know.
Oliver Skip.
Let's not sidetrack. Let's not sidetrack. Wait. Let's not sidetrack. So, wait, hold on. Let's not sidetrack.
I can tell you about
Wait,
Dave Skyler.
Ash, let's not sidetrack.
Harvey White. I can tell
Ashley,
you about...
forget, man. Ashley, don't forget. Let's not sidetrack here. Two things before we wrap up soon, yeah? One, what's next for Mourinho and what's next for Tottenham?
That's a hard question.
Yeah, I don't know what's next for Mourinho, to be honest. I think Mourinho should go to Italy somewhere. I think that's where his football is best suited.
Yeah, I think
like
so.
a Napoli.
I think he's
I don't
working
know.
back
I don't know.
Nah, he's working back at Inter if ever they wanted to.
Man, Chiefs not
No, but
playing.
look what they're
the
doing
league.
now. I think even
Conte,
that would be a step down.
Conte.
I don't know.
Oh, Conte, sorry.
But in terms of Tottenham, what's next for Tottenham? I think we kind of need to rebuild. I think we do need to have a bit of a fire sale and get rid of a lot of our dead wood. Whether or not that's possible, that will probably take a couple of transfer windows.
Hold on, sorry. I've cut people out today. I'm sorry, but I'm saying I'm on my element today. Yeah. How can you not say rebuild when Mourinho got the Tottenham job? He categorically said the squad is better than my United squad. So don't come with this. Don't come with that,
He was
man.
obviously tongue in cheek.
No,
he wasn't. He meant it. He meant it.
Hold on. Honestly, at the beginning of the season, I thought that squad, if they could sort out the defense, which was the main issue, I thought that was a title challenging squad. Obviously, the defensive issues have reared their ugly head. So do
you want me to reel off some names that I'm referring to? Lamela, Sissoko, Dyer, Ben Davis, Aurier, Sanchez, Lloris. These individuals are not consistent enough on a week in, week out basis. They're either always injured or they just don't perform, or they're past their sell-by date, which wasn't even. Sissoko's too old. He ain't got the knees anymore. Lamela's never fit. Ben Davis is at the very best a player for Brighton. Sanchez is a calamity. Aurier is a calamity. Lloris is overrated. These are the kind of people.
Calamity.
Sorry, guys. Just one last update. UEFA offered the big six clubs, including Arsenal, a significant sum of money to leave the Super League. The same offer wasn't made to Spanish clubs, who are seen as the association's main enemy. This is going to be big trouble still.
Wow.
Oi, we're going for the Spanish players. They all come into the...
Yeah, Spanish football is in big... They're going to end up like Italy. Big trouble.
They're going to do a massive sell-off, boy. They're going to have to.
They're going to do a two-pack.
Anyway, my theory on Tottenham was the reason why they got rid of Mourinho early is because they're trying to go for Nagelsmann. Only because what's the name?
He was going to go.
Bayern Munich are going for him.
The Bayern manager is leaving at the end of the season, so they're going to try and poach him. Yeah, so they're going to try and
get him early.
Exactly.
So
I
the German
think-
coach go-
Alright, cool.
the German
Charles,
coach
you
going
are
to
Nagelsmann.
Leipzig.
What are you doing? Are
Huh?
you waiting to the end of the season or you going now? To Tottenham now or Bayern at the end of the season? What are you doing?
They're getting
I'm
banned.
saying-
Oh, if you throw
Bayern.
enough money and sell the product, you might go.
Bro,
Listen,
do you know how much
you're
money that
getting
is?
banned,
The guy
Charles.
is
There's
still on a
no
2-year
no
contract.
argument.
You're
It could
going.
happen.
If you have to pick out Bayern and Spurs, who you
You're getting
going?
banned. Listen,
Going
a
Bayern.
On the
German,
basis of
a
7
German
games
picking a
remaining.
non-German team or club or a whatever role it is, it's like back in the day, it's like an English player picking a team, English team over Man United. Obviously, it's changed
Yeah.
now. But Germany, their monopoly is mad, cuz Bayern is just unlocked. There's no
There's
conversation.
no- Yeah.
There's no-
Klopp
And they're a
did it.
well-run club as well. They're a proper well-run
So
club.
you reckon the German manager is going to Leipzig, or do you reckon he's going to get another job, like a proper?
Joachim
Well,
Löw.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
Nah, I
They
think he's
will end
going
up
to take
like
a break.
a Hertha Berlin or something like that, man.
Do you think he's going to go straight back into club management? I don't. I think he's going to
Nah, I
have a
think
little
he'll
break.
take a break, but he'll go back.
Yeah.
He goes back to a
Yeah.
German club. So,
So
Hansi
Ashley,
Flick will go to Germany. Nagelsmann will go to Bayern.
Wait,
Löw
say
will
that again.
probably end up
Who's
at-
going to go Germany?
Hansi
Hansi
Flick.
Flick, the Bayern manager right now.
Oh,
said he's
what is
leaving
that?
at
What
the
you
end of the
agreed
season.
on? That's
German
what you
manager.
reckon?
He's still good
Yeah.
as well, man. He's better than-
Nagelsmann, or I'm going to throw a name out there. Maybe Klopp might even become Bayern manager if they can prize him out of Liverpool.
Nah.
So
Ooh.
either
Yeah,
Nagelsmann or Klopp.
Nah.
Klopp ain't
No
going.
way. Klopp ain't going Bayern.
Yeah, Klopp's not going
You don't think
Bayern.
Klopp-
Can't go from
Nah. Nah.
You know,
his
he's like
loyalty
a
to
star
Dortmund.
manager from forever.
His loyalty to Dortmund is too much to go Bayern.
I think he was going to go there. They wanted him from before. I think he was going to go there.
No
So
way.
Ashley. So who do you want?
That's the thing. I
No,
remember when it was so hard for
Like what?
coaches.
What?
and
I
they
could just
bring
speak
off.
fairy tale fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, who do you want?
I want Pochettino back. I didn't want him to go in the first place.
Let's be realistic. I say you go for Graham Potter.
Hey, Poch is a done
Yeah,
deal. fam.
no, they should get. Graham Potter's a good manager.
He's a good manager. He just
Yeah,
needs
I
some
know,
players.
but
He
I
just
know.
needs
That's-
some-
Alright,
that's
cool.
a big
Okay,
risk,
if we're
though.
speaking
Potter's
of
a big
that,
risk.
I'll take
there's the
Graham
likes of
Potter.
Hasenhuttl. I like Hasenhuttl, you know. So I like him. I think if he's got good backing, I like Ralph Hasenhuttl. But I don't know, you know. I don't know. I think Allegri's still available.
Yeah, man, stop trying to go for these big managers, man. What are you doing?
Hey,
You
second
ain't
with
that
Arteta,
kind of
fam.
club.
Relax, fam.
No. Real talk. No, not even on a boy team. You're not that kind of club. Like,
But this is
go
what I'm
for the
saying.
Graham Potters. Go for them people that are actually.
That's
don't
not
go
going
for
to
that
happen.
star
That's
name.
not going to happen because the mindset that they foresee themselves is not Graham Potter.
What about Brendan Rodgers?
Then you're gonna end up with a Mourinho.
Why is
situation.
he going left?
I would have said Brendan
He
Rodgers prior to
He
Mourinho.
won't go for him.
I would have said
Cool.
prior to
Cool.
Mourinho.
Cool, guys. So we're overrun time, but it's been a fantastic conversation.
Let's go bathe in that, man.
Yeah, it's been a very crazy couple of days, man, and it's gonna get even crazier. So let the ride let the show continue and whatever.
That's what he said. End of the week, we might have to do another one.
Hey, cuz it's gonna.
It looks like every single day something's happening, you know.
Do you know what's even
That's
mad?
so
Yeah?
crazy.
On a side note, before I depart, yeah, I want to put it on the record. When on our first episodes, I mentioned mine will finish second. You all laughed at me. Yeah, just want to say that you all laughed at me. Yeah,
Yeah,
think I
no,
said
it's
it
fine,
as
you all
bro.
laughed at me.
Charles, I'll be real. I got £20 for you.
I
I know this, bro. When I linked you on your birthday, Charles, I was gonna say it, but I thought, nah, let me keep it. I got £20 for you, bro.
I told you guys.
That was
Listen,
weeks after we beat you 6-1.
I know. I said, listen, it's the fact that we had a shit start, or I shouldn't swear, but we had a poor start. But it was only down to because we didn't have a preseason, and I could see that. There's no way.
But just for the people who didn't watch the episode, Ashley betted Charles that Tottenham will finish above United.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
what a stupid bet. Sorry.
But, yeah.
Terrible bet.
Bro, this is like October, November time.
Yeah, but still, like,
It's all mad. But anyway, guys, on that note, it's been a crazy conversation. Big up yourself, Kegs, Michael, for joining. Charles,
Thank you,
Ruan,
boys.
Ash.
Thank you,
Listen,
Sam.
what's
Ruan.
going to happen now in football, we don't
Keep the
know.
news coming in the group, bro.
Hey, breaking news, man, like Jim Flower, his name is, what he's called.
Jim
But anyway,
White,
Jim
man.
White.
Jim
Flower,
White,
you
man,
know.
sorry,
What
man.
are you
guy.
saying? Don't
She said
disrespect
Jim
us,
Flower.
man.
I'm
Jim Flower.
guy.
Come on.
It's been Trill,
I
No
know.
Ball Games podcast. We'll be back. Check it
Right.
out, man.
All right,
Love,
take care,
love,
bro.
love.